India especially, what happens when a kid is born? All the relatives will come, right, one by one. Do we really give time for mother and a kid to born? Because that's very precious time for them to born and start producing milk. It's a healing time for mother and for baby because baby was very secure in the womb. Baby comes out, for the baby it's a new world. Baby only relates to you because he was in your body. He could listen to your heartbeat, your blood, a lot of things.
Smell also.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the moment baby is out, we just start, everybody will start holding. Baby is confused, you are confused, breast milk supply is gone on the toss.
Interesting point, because I also remember that when my doctor was going to take me to the operation theatre for sutures, I'm like, the baby will go with me to the operation theatre. So I was breastfeeding her while
Wow.
the doctor did the
See, that's the power
procedure.
you had with right knowledge, right?
When you're pregnant, you're not a patient. It should be a very fulfilling, smooth, and an instinctive journey, not
Yes.
just for you but for the baby as well. And to get to that point, you have to ensure you get the right nutrition for mind, body, and soul. Heal yourself before you have children, so that your children do not have to feel from having you as a parent. Hi, welcome to the very first episode of Awesome Mom Podcast. I'm Chaitali, your host for today, and also speaker for some part of this episode because I'll be sharing my own raw vegan pregnancy journey, water birthing, and parenting stories alongside our very special guest, Ms. Shalini Batra. She's author of the book Inspiring Breastfeeding and a certified lactation consultant. She's a vegan mother, homeschooling her twins and raising them on raw foods. Wow, Shalini. In this episode, we are going to talk about some big topics, what to eat during pregnancy, what not to eat, if supplements are required or not, and myths busting about breastfeeding and more. So let's dive right into it. So Shalini, why don't you share about how vegan pregnancy happened? Where did your journey begin?
First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me to the podcast. Yes, a vegan journey started 15 years back. So journey started when I was diagnosed with pre-diabetic at the age of 28. And I was shocked to see that I'm pre-diabetic at that age, and I have seen my mom taking insulin, suffering whole life. I didn't want to go that route. So I started doing my own research, digging deeper, what is going wrong? Because I was not pre-diabetic. What suddenly changed? Then one of my friend told, turn vegan and see how it happens.
So were you a vegetarian before this?
Yes, I was vegetarian. Doing yoga, I was yoga champion, national level yoga champion. So for my side, I was thinking I'm doing everything right. What is going wrong? But doctor said genetic. I didn't believe. If it's genetic, it has to be from birth. How can it come later? So something is wrong, right? So I started doing my research, and my friend told, go turn vegan and see how it happens, how it helps. So I tried that. I tried that for 6 months, removed all my dairy products, be it dahi or milk or ice cream, whatever, paneer. After 6 months, I did my blood work. My blood sugar level was normal. Pre-diabetic was 120. Before that, it came to 99 in just 6 months. So that was my strong conviction that vegan is my way of living. I cannot suffer whole life. Because I turned vegan, I started doing a lot of research on this path. I started seeing some documentaries, reading books, and then dive into what is veganism. It's not just mere diet, it's an ethical shift. And that's why I had my vegan pregnancy. I didn't want to go through that route, what I've gone through. I wanted my kids to be healthy from conception. So I also heard, Chaitali, you had a high raw vegan diet. So what made you to explore that path?
I have been a vegan since 2021. And when my toddler was 2 years age, I remember going to this pediatrician and coming back because he had some acute illness with, I'm not sure if it was diarrhea, but the amount of medicines I've given him in the first 2 years of his life, for whatever, be it cold, cough, fever, boils on the face, etc. I have not had that much in my entire life. And that somewhere led me to believe that there's something wrong in this and I need to know more. I was anyways a part of a lot of plant-based group, and I just bumped into this nature cure group as well, which told me that all of these acute illnesses are nothing but the body detoxifying. And that was like a biggest revelation that I had, because 30 years we've been conditioned to see these illnesses in a very different way.
It's like symptom and fix the symptom.
Correct.
Nobody
Just
understands
things-
why.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So when I understood that, of course, I got right into it, and I remember a time when my son had 104 fever, and I just let him be, rest, immediately got him on very light foods from, dense eating food, and he was fine. In 3 days, he was completely fine. He had severe cough, which in 21 days I had kept him on fruits at that time. And when I saw that magic happen to him, that is when me and my husband and my family decided to explore that for ourselves as well. Going back to my first pregnancy, I had a very unpleasant experience of pregnancy and delivery both. And that's not how it should be. Pregnancy, when you're pregnant, you're not a patient. It should be a very fulfilling, smooth, and an instinctive journey, not just for you, but for the baby as well. And to get to that point, you have to ensure you get the right nutrition for mind, body, and soul as well. So that's when the food aspect came, where I started with a 21 days raw journey. That was my first exploration. Then there were patches of few fruits, fruitarian lifestyle as well. And I saw a lot of healing crisis, so my body did detoxify.
Okay, what was your detox symptoms?
I had fever, I had severe body pain, and I think episodes of colds and cough here and there.
Okay, so I'll add one experience of fever episode. I'm also on the nature cure path from the time my kids were born. So one of my son was having fever of 105 at the age of 15 months. He was just 15 months, and imagine 105 people panic.
Yes.
And this was my first episode of my son going through the major detox. So I started talking to Dr. Prashanti. I was like, this is the situation. She said, don't worry, just explore the path, just be with it. He had a fever of 105 in the night, daytime it will be 103 for 2 weeks. I used to cry, I'll be very honest, because this was my first episode of this kind of healing crisis. I sailed through it, just be with my baby. He was just on my breast because he was needed soothing, right? It was an episode where I realized, yes, when you let the body be on the nature path on its own, it will heal. In 2 weeks, he was fine, completely fine. So no medicine, nothing. What do you think in the high pregnancy diet, high raw pregnancy diet that you had during your pregnancy? What do you think the nutrition level and all? How was your thinking? Why did you go with that?
See, we need to understand that we humans have different diet for different occasions of our life. Pregnancy may diet, breastfeeding may diet. When you're old, you have a diet. When you're a toddler, you have a diet. When you're building muscles, you have a diet. And that just didn't make sense because I was seeing a video where I came across a very good example, like a horse. He eats chana, whatever, whether he's pregnant or not. Our diet different. That's when what we need to ask is what is our species specific diet, which is fruits. And when you eat that, why do you have to worry whether you are pregnant or not? So when I got that knowledge, I went ahead with full swing in my pregnancy as well, without worrying about whether I'm getting the right nutrition or not. Because in Nature Cure, we don't look at carbs, proteins, fats, or vitamin differently. We see a holistic nutrition.
Yes. It's a food for body. It's a fuel for body.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. So Chaitali, what changes did you make in your lifestyle and in your diet before conceiving your second child?
A lot of changes. I mean, every parent, not just a mother, but I think a parent, even the father, has to. Given the infertility levels that we are dealing with in mothers, it itself is a sign that a lot needs to be done pre-conception as well, because your body needs to clean, you need to detox, you need to heal to make way for a healthy baby, right? And a very interesting quote that I had come across and I want to share is that heal yourself before you have children, so that your children do not have to heal from having you as a parent.
So one important concept that you are bringing today, healing. Most of parents don't know what is healing. Why do we need to heal?
Correct.
So this is very important for everyone to understand. Before we bring any soul on this earth, we have to be clean. We have to be healed from internally, from soul level, body level,
emotional, mental,
level.
everything.
Yes.
As I mentioned, I got a lot of changes. I started my raw food journey, fruitarian journey. I did have parts of my meal used to have cooked food, but it included more of whole food, plant-based vegan diet.
Not processed, right?
No, not processed.
Yes.
So I made, I think this was about 4 to 5 months before conception, but ideally they say that you should at least think of coming onto a clean diet 1 to 2 years before conception. That's the ideal timeline. So even in my pregnancy, people asked me that, can you really have peaceful pregnancy just by changing your lifestyle? What has your journey been, if you can,
So first of all, I believe, as you mentioned, pregnancy is a very, very sacred time. We are bringing not a body, we are bringing a soul on this earth. And for us to have that place where that soul can come, a body should be clean. So I had very, very healthy pregnancy with twins, which is a very big thing. As with twins, I have seen a lot of parents have to
And
visit doctors.
a lot of complications with twins.
Yes,
And that is normalized.
that is normalized.
Twins hai to kuch gadbad to hoga hi,
Even
or you have to keep
yes,
seeing the doctor very
yes.
often. Yeah.
Even for my pregnancy, my doctor told after 7 months you may have to come to hospital and deliver the baby any day.
Correct.
So that kind of fear I had. Of course, I knew I was doing okay, but because your doctor tells you, you have slight fear. But I had a confidence of my diet also that I'm doing something right. So I had very healthy pregnancy, no extra doctor visits, and they were delivered full term, no NICU time, and with good birth weight. So very, very, very clean and happy and healthy pregnancy.
Yes, I heard that both your kids were 3 kgs at birth,
Yes.
which is very, very uncommon for a twin pregnancy.
Yes. Imagine I was just 52 before pregnancy, and I went to 67 with 12 kgs of placenta, water and babies. So I did not gain much weight. And when people used to see from my back, they never thought I'm pregnant. When they see my tummy, oh, this is twins you are carrying. So that kind of strength I had with that vegan diet. So I didn't need any milk. So Chaitali, let's jump to another topic, which is supplements. So mostly when we see a pregnant woman is prescribed folic acid, irons, calcium, especially first trimester. So how was your thing? Did you take supplements during your pregnancy?
No, I did not. During my first pregnancy, yes, I did. I took all the supplements possible. But second one was no folic acid, no calcium, nothing. I think where we need to somewhere understand is since the human evolution, mothers have been giving birth. It's such a natural process. I mean, the body knows how to give good health to the fetus. Why do we need vitamins? And vitamins are something, supplements are something that came into being just a few decades ago. Why? Because probably women of today lack certain nutrition. We need to question why they lacked at the first place.
Yes.
And I really believe that certain nutrition that is lacking in women and people in general today is not because our food does not have it. I mean, yes, of course, it also depends on what kind of food you're eating, but also because of toxic accumulation in your body. Because if the amount of toxins in your body, if they are not detoxed in the right way, how much of a good food also you have, your body is not going to absorb it, assimilate it properly, and which is why there is an issue of nutrition. And I was always on a very healthy and a raw diet. So if I am taking care of that part of my life, then I really don't need to be bothered about supplements. I feel.
So that relates to the same point. Right? We need before conceiving, we have to go back and heal ourselves, clean our body. Then we don't really need anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is one part, but also I've also heard and experienced a lot of side effects of these supplements in my own pregnancy. Like I told you, the first time I had a lot of issues, and tongue tie is one such issue. I have read that folic acid is directly connected to tongue ties. Now, 1 in every 5 children have tongue ties.
Yes.
And dental mouth issues. So
and that relates to latching issues.
Latching issues in breastfeeding.
Then we have breastfeeding issues.
Exactly.
So it is all cycle.
It's a cycle connected to each other.
Yes.
So I remember this whole supplement thing, and I'm not going to do this, I'm going to not do that. There were a lot of eyebrows raised from my parents, doctors. Did you also come across similar experiences, and how did you maneuver to find ways to deal with pregnancy a certain way?
I'll tell you 2 examples in this. One was my doctor. When I told my doctors I'm not taking these supplements, I'm vegan, she was shocked. She said, I have been a gynecologist for last 30 years. I know this helps. How can you question it? So I was not in the mood of arguing, to be very frank. So I just said, okay, I'll continue taking. I took tablets. I brought it home. I did not take it.
Oh, okay.
So I just continued my pregnancy. Yes, yeah. I mean, I did not have any nature cure doctor that time, to be very honest. So I was seeing regular.
So you had a traditional gynec.
Yes. Okay. But I knew what I had to do right.
And what about your family?
My family was okay because I was not sharing much of it, to be very honest. But I'll share one more incident that I had neighbor. Okay, she came one day to me when I was just 4 months pregnant, running to me in the night. She said, I just had a word with one of my friend in US, and she's saying, how can you live like that? How can you have pregnancy like that? Your kids will have issue in their sex organs. Imagine the fear.
Fear mongering.
Yes,
Yeah.
I could not sleep that night. To be very honest, even though I've done so much of research, being a mother, I got scared. I called up my friend from US, whom I was consulting for my vegan pregnancy. I told the same thing that one of my friend told. She said, "Don't worry. We have seen enough vegan pregnancy. You're doing right. Just continue, believe, have faith." So from next day, I was back to normal. But that one night was a very scared because they told they will write what they use. They will be transgender.
Yeah.
So that is the myth people have, that if you don't take supplements, if you don't take milk, your kids will not be born healthy. So Chaitali, you had two pregnancy. For me, it was just one time shotgun. So one you told you had with the full supplements, with all the medical intervention guidance, and one with just after cleaning your body, you had a high raw vegan pregnancy. So what differences did you face or feel during your both pregnancies?
Big difference. I mean, my first pregnancy, I was really low on energy. I was not much active. In fact,
even after taking supplements, right?
In fact, before pregnancy, I have been active for 15 years. I must not have missed a workout for 15 long years.
Wow.
And during pregnancy, I was just not feeling good.
So something is wrong, right?
Yeah, and I had severe migraine. Never had migraine in my life. Suddenly during pregnancy, I had this very severe migraine. So I just didn't feel my pregnancy was, very fulfilling. It was just, I was a patient, frankly, and even the delivery. I remember, the doctors and nurses doing procedure one after the other. I have no idea what the hell is happening. I couldn't be really, a part of my delivery journey as well. Coming back to the latest one, yes, it is. I mean, after the first trimester, I have been super active. I've been doing everything from working, yoga. I used to climb stairs as well. And in fact, 2 weeks after delivery, I was, at office as well, handling a toddler and a small infant.
Wow. 2
And
weeks just after delivery?
2 weeks just after delivery.
That's the power of this diet.
Exactly.
Wow.
And in fact, just first 15 days after delivery, I was on complete raw diet. Yes.
So you didn't take any ghee or something, right?
No, nothing. No ghee, no laddus. Definitely a stark difference. And also not just that, but even breastfeeding. In terms of the first 3 days, I had to give formula to my first baby. She latched immediately.
Wow.
And in the golden hour, she started breastfeeding, and she's still now been on 100% breastfeeding.
Very
and
good.
Even sleep, for that matter, I had such a big challenge, putting him to sleep for a good 1.5 years. And this one has been a very peaceful baby. So I can see the difference, not just till delivery, but post that as well.
So being a lactation consultant, I can tell a lot of mothers come to me and the same thing they tell: colic, kid is crying, not sleeping, and latching issue, formula. All these issues are very common today. And if you go back to this diet, have healthy pregnancy, deliver baby naturally, I don't think there will be all these issues.
So I'm sure apart from diet, activeness also plays a very important role. Was activeness a part of your pregnancy journey as well?
Yes, I was living on the first floor. So with the twins, I used to climb stairs till the last month and come back. So that was, you can see, with twins carrying 6 kgs, it was not easy, but it was very helpful. And of course, I'm a yoga teacher. I was practicing yoga during my whole pregnancy, 1 week before the delivery. Basically, I'll say pranayam, the deep breathing, it really helps. It helps your body to soothe. The blood flow is better. Hormones are in check. So please stay active during your pregnancy under the right guidance. Yeah. So Chaitali, I had C-section, to be very honest, but I heard you had a natural birth. So what was your thinking process? How did you plan about this birth?
So when I conceived, I dreamt that I wanted a water birth, for sure, without any medical intervention. Because I don't want to lie on my bed after going to the hospital and having and being at the beck and call of doctors and nurses. Ki chalo jo karna hai karo. No, I wanted to be in charge of my delivery process, whether it is not being strapped by those baby monitoring the entire time, IV in your blood constantly, that is being done, or doctors coming and checking the dilation constantly. I just didn't want all of that.
So that was your first pregnancy, was like that?
My first pregnancy was just about
delivery,
that.
Like
delivery
that.
was.
Yes. So you could see the difference.
Exactly. I could see. I did not know a lot of things. Again, I even after I delivered the first time, I just didn't feel this was wrong. I thought this is the way women deliver.
Yeah.
I didn't question. And after coming to Nature Cure path, I realized all these things are normalized but not normal. You know, tribals who give birth in the forest by themselves alone in a secluded place. And why do we need such fancy setups? Frankly, I actually wanted a home birth, but of course, I mean, you have to fight a lot of battles with your parents. But I did end up finding a good doctor who could deliver the way I want in a hospital setup.
Okay.
Luckily,
Great.
that.
So how was the support from your spouse?
Oh, he was with me from the start. There was no issue in terms of.
The role of spouse is very important during delivery, right?
Yes.
Because it's not you're delivering the baby. A baby is coming to the family. So everybody has to be together, holding hand to each other, supporting each other, and then bringing the soul.
Yeah, I
right?
remember in the final position where I was giving birth, my husband was right behind me, holding me. And then I told him that you didn't take a video of me, but he was there supporting me. So yes, he did play a very, very big part.
Yes, a very crucial role a spouse has to play.
Absolutely.
So Chaitali, thank you for sharing your natural birth story. So did you doubt that will you be able to do it without any intervention? Because you had a first pregnancy with all the support around. So how was your thinking or state of mind during that time?
So no, definitely not. I think what has happened is we have, like, our body knows how to give birth. A woman's body knows how to give birth. And I just feel we've forgotten because of the influence from media, Bollywood movies, how they sit on the back and give birth and, shout and scream and, it's such a chaos. So it's just so influenced and conditioned, and we've forgotten that birth can be given naturally.
And I'll add you one story. When I was married and we didn't plan any baby. I met one of my friends and she told the labor is one of the hardest thing in women's life. You cannot have without pain and all.
Correct.
And like all these are myths, right? It can be very natural, very simple, right? The way you delivered, right?
Yeah. So I just feel what we've forgotten, we need to, sort of get it back to, because C-section has just become very, very common. And due to various reasons, something that happens in the end, we had to go for C-section. That's just a reason that I don't want to buy. And I don't blame women also because they do not have the right knowledge.
Yes.
So for us also, I believe because of the right knowledge that came to us at the right time, we were empowered to believe in this process and, sort of went ahead with it.
So for me, I'll tell you one story. When I was pregnant, right, I didn't know all this about birthing. So my doctor, I wanted to give natural birth because of all my diet and all my knowledge. But doctor scared me. Even though we were living 2 kilometers from hospital, she told, if one of the water breaks, other kid will die. So do you want to take chance? Those kind of fear, stories they tell them. I will be scared as a mother, right? I don't want to go that route. But after going on the nature path, I realized it is all the myths, all the fears, which is mongering around. So Chaitali, did you have any fear as we were talking about fear? So you had a faith, you surrendered your body for the birth. How was your experience?
Oh, big. That also played a very big role. I remember right in front of my water tub, I had this placard which was, pasted on the wall that said surrender. Okay. The word surrender was right in front of me all the time, which made me believe that it's the divine and the baby who will decide when and how the baby will come out. And I'm just an enabler who has to just flow with the process. And to have that kind of mindset is also not easy. In fact, in my pregnancy, I did work with a healer named Rakhi, and she helped me to sort of have this mindset and believe in this process and trust the divine. And so in the entire delivery process, I always had the mindset of surrender, faith, divine. Yeah, and that played a big part. And I remember having made a playlist of these divine songs, which I used to listen to a lot during pregnancy, and that was just constantly playing in the delivery room. And that, I feel, played a very important role as well.
So I heard, Chaitali, you had a natural tear during your delivery and you didn't take any painkillers or antibiotics. So how did you go about it?
So right up till delivery, I had a medical-free, intervention-free delivery. However, I had a third-degree tear during the birth, and
was it painful?
At that moment, the baby was in my arms, so I didn't feel the pain. But of course, with time, I did get that. Of course, there was a high level of pain and discomfort. and the third degree tear led to stitches as well.
Okay.
And the doctors kept telling me you have to have antibiotics, you need to have painkillers. But I think there are two reasons why I didn't go ahead with it. One is because I understand that the painkillers is just numbing my pain temporarily, and it is going to cause issues or side effects in the near or the long future.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one big reason. And second is, of course, I was breastfeeding my baby, and I know whatever I'm having will go into her body as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and antibiotics is not something that is recommended. And I just decided not to take it. And of course, because of not taking those pills, I was in excruciating pain in the first few days. I couldn't move, I couldn't sit, I couldn't walk properly. Because obviously, I mean, through painkillers, you're numbing those, sensations. And here you are raw. You are literally open to that, the pain, like the true healing that is happening to the body. You are aware
Yes.
of it at all times. So it
You're
was,
with it.
yes,
You're with it. You're
with
in that
it.
moment. Yes.
Yeah.
You're not suppressing.
We've
Yes.
we are living in a world where even little discomfort is so not manageable to
Yes,
people.
yes.
And we just want to pop that pill.
Yes.
Or we think something is wrong with us.
And I see, I mean, just to add, you had a first pregnancy where and you gave antibiotics to your toddler, right? I think during first 2 years.
Paracetamol, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now today you don't want to take anything during your
Yes, yes.
pain. So see the difference, see the empowerment, see the learning you have during that journey. So
because people
incredible.
don't question that
Yes.
what you have taken before is impacting you and your baby in future.
Yes.
So no one even draws that correlation.
Hmm.
So that is why the right knowledge is so important.
Yes. We draw so many correlation in projects, but not in the actual life, right?
And what I also did is I had first 15 days I was on complete raw food, and it was not planned, but it just happened. Like I just didn't feel like eating cooked food.
Mm-hmm.
Like my body was telling me, "Ki, boss, you need to relax. Your body needs to heal." Like how it happens in fever. In fever, your body says, "Nahi khana hai."
You don't want to eat anything. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was exactly what
yes.
happened. So I just listened to my body, trusted my body, and that also helped speeding up my healing. I'm sure.
Great. So normally, what we see when we have fever, what we do? We had achar. We had something to make. Yes. To make
khichdi.
it, because we want to eat, right?
Yeah.
We feel we need help, energy.
You're not well, khichdi
yes,
khao.
yes.
Yeah.
But if you go on fasting or go on the net species specific diet, raw diet, you can just heal. You don't need. You just listen to your body.
Yeah.
Great, Chaitali, great.
So after my delivery, of course, and I was on raw foods, and of course there were a lot of eyebrows raised from different parts of my family and relatives. And they kept emphasizing on how you should have those laddus made of ghee. So what do you think? Why is this ghee so hyped? And does it really benefit us?
See, I'll tell you one story again. Okay. I am a lactation consultant. So one of the lady came to me and she had full vegan pregnancy. And she's vegan from last 5 years. And suddenly after delivery, her mother told, take ghee because you need to heal. And she started consuming ghee. And she came to me when baby was 12 days old and baby was constantly crying. And she could not understand. When I talked to her, I understood her diet, how it changed and all. I told, this is the culprit, remove ghee. And she removed ghee. And after 1 week she came, she said, most of things are gone. Baby is not crying, baby is soothed properly, baby is latching now. So you can see what ghee has done, right? Ghee has made things bad. Ghee is very, very, very high saturated fat. We need to have a very simple food because our body needs to heal. What are we doing? We are giving highly saturated food for body to work on it, and then body will not be able to produce enough milk. Baby will get that ghee through milk. So all the complications come in the picture with the ghee. You really don't need any ghee. I never had any ghee during my healing process. I had twin delivery with C-section, no ghee. It healed with just with just that I was vegan. With that vegan diet and simple food, no complication.
Yes, I really want to urge our listeners and mothers and parents to really question. I mean, even that is normalized. Matlab bachcha hua to first question, are you having sleepless nights? So babies giving trouble is also normalized. 1 saal tak sone nahi wala hai. So that's not normal. You all have to question what you're eating, and that is directly impacting the baby and your nights as well. Also, you had mentioned that both your kids delivered at 3 kgs weight. I just want to check and understand what was did you not worry on this vegan diet about milk supply as well?
No,
And that's especially when you're feeding twins,
yeah.
not just one child.
So my journey was not that easy initially. I'll be very honest. My kids, I had C-section, so nurses were coming and checking, no milk and all. I had colostrum. I gave that, but they say milk supply is low. I did not have enough right knowledge that time. So they put them on formula. They said blood sugar levels are going down and you have to give them formula. So I agreed to give them formula. But I was very, very keen on breastfeeding. I came home after that 4 days of hospitalization. I started putting them on latch on me, even kept latching. Even though I was pumping in the hospital, but I was not latching them. I was just giving pump milk and formula. But I was very, very keen on breastfeeding. So I came home. I was very much like keep them on as and when I need and when they need. So within 21 days of their life, meaning 3 weeks from the day they were born, I completely weaned off the formula and put them on breast milk for twins and all with the raw diet. So after that day, I never had to touch formula. Even though I had a formula box, I was always praying we have to just throw that box. We don't have to use, but as a backup, I always kept it. So I believe that if you eat right, eat healthy, you will have enough supply. And that's why I went and started doing my research on breastfeeding because I have gone through my issues. I want other mothers not to go through it and start breastfeeding from the time the kids are born.
So I also got a lot of advice after delivery is that you need to have milk to produce enough milk for the baby. So what is this whole hype about cow's milk?
First of all, Chaitali, have you ever seen any other species, any other cow taking any other species milk to produce milk?
Yeah.
No, right? It's a natural process. We deliver the baby, divine will take care of the food for the baby. Milk will come. Your body is such a precious thing. It will produce the milk for your babies. So go and think, why do we need to take some other species to produce the milk? You just have to rely on nature, understand this is the right thing, this is the correct thing, and eat right.
So what do you think are the top few reasons why certain mothers do not have milk supply from the start? So is it something that they are not doing? Is it only diet, or is it like what it is? Like what are the top reasons you feel?
First of all, when we have C-section, I'll be very honest, doctor don't latch the baby. For me, doctor did not latch the baby on me. And that's very...
Because you're unconscious?
Yes, I was conscious.
You were conscious, okay.
But still they did not. They cleaned up the baby.
Okay.
They took the baby away,
Correct.
weight and all these checks.
Yes.
I was not aware. So that first hour of latching, putting the baby on the body, chest, is very crucial.
Yeah, I would tell you about my experience. In the second one, it was a mandate given to the doctor that you cannot take the baby away to check the weight, to check the health of the baby, nothing. The baby has to be with me at all times after delivery.
So that knowledge all the mothers should have, because the moment baby touches your body, your hormones kick in.
Yeah.
It starts producing milk because the baby
essentially you're saying it's the hormones that are responsible for milk supply?
Yes. So that right hormones has to kick in to produce the milk.
So it's whether it's your skin to skin touch or constant latching, skin to skin, even with father is what is recommended these days.
Yes. So one thing I would like to add here, in India especially, what happens when a kid is born? All the relatives will come, right, one by one. Do we really give time for mother and a kid to bond? Because that's very precious time for them to bond and start producing milk. And it's a healing time for mother and for baby, because baby was very secure in the womb. Baby comes out, for the baby it's a new world. Baby only relates to you because he was in your body. He could see he could listen to your birth, your heartbeat, your blood, a lot of things.
Smell also.
Yes. Yeah. And the moment baby is out, we just start, everybody will start holding. Baby is confused, you are confused, breast milk supply is gone on the toss.
Interesting point, because I also remember that when my doctor was going to take me to the operation theatre for sutures, I'm like, the baby will go with me to the operation theatre. So I was breastfeeding her while the doctor did the
See, that's the power you had with right knowledge, right? Yes. I think every mother should have that right knowledge before you go into this pregnancy and delivery
Yes.
process.
So breastfeeding is a challenge in today's world for people in general with even one babies. And you have breastfed twins. How did that happen?
Initially, as I mentioned, there were challenges, but the moment I weaned them off from formula, I never had to touch formula. But yes, there were challenges, of course, when we travel.
Right.
So initially, I'll share one story: breastfeeding journey with twins. Meaning, we were at my friend's place, and they were just 4 months old, and I had to. We were just about to have lunch. Okay, we just have. I was putting food in my plate, and one of my baby woke up, and we needed a feed.
Mm.
So all my friends circle, all my friends, they said, okay, go to the room and feed. I went inside and I could overhear what they were talking. I felt so isolated. Why I have to go in a separate room and do? So I brought the baby and started breastfeeding there. From that day, I was like, this is a food for the baby. Why I should be worrying or shying away? It's a natural thing. So breastfeeding for twins, it was challenging seeing the society and how people take it. But yes, I did it because it's a normal. It's very very normal thing.
So we have a book written by you, Inspiring Breastfeeding. For our listeners, this is a book by Being Vegan by Shalini Batra. What inspired you to write this book, and why should people buy it?
First of all, it's a very very raw journey of me. It's not just a Bible of breastfeeding that you can just search on internet.
Okay.
Most of the mothers, especially in the nuclear setup, are facing challenging in breastfeeding. This is a journey for me going through those challenges and how did I overcome those challenges. You can relate to it. This is a book with full of emotions, full of ups and downs because you will go through ups and downs. It's not possible without that. But how do you go about it? How do you go about having a right diet to produce enough milk? How do you have a good quality of milk? What is the support required by society and spouse and pediatrician? So all this is covered in this book, very short book, but very, very informative. Every chapter is covering some of the important aspect of your breastfeeding journey.
Lovely. So I think someone who's completely clueless about these things, I think I would highly recommend them to go through this book. So I was recently going through statistics how breastfeeding is significantly declining. What do you think are the reasons for the same?
First of all, I'll be very honest, every mother wants to breastfeed, but media is telling formula is good enough.
Marketing.
Marketing. And
how milk was marketed to us
Yes,
in the name of
yes.
calcium.
When I went to hospital after 1 week of my kid's delivery for regular checkup. Even my pediatrician told me formula is very advanced. I gave formula to my kids. Why are you so worried? Give give formula to your babies. And since I had done my research, I didn't go with that path. Or lot of mothers fall in that trap. That formula is equivalent to breast milk. Breast milk is more than milk. First of all, it's not just nutrition. It's a support for baby. It's a calming effect to the baby. It's a emotional connect, the emotional support to the baby. So breastfeeding is not just feeding. It's a holistic thing for baby. It's a natural process. And today, why we see that where mothers are having, we are seeing low rates of breastfeeding. There's no support in hospital. Society is not accepting. Society is not supporting. Spouse mostly I see are not supporting. Breastfeeding or breast milk is not a journey of mothers for mother. It's a responsibility for the family. Everybody has to come in the picture. A woman needs support, be it daily course, be it food, be it nutrition, be it soothing the baby for some time, taking care of the baby. Everybody has to come in the picture, give the right support. Then breastfeeding is possible. So nuclear family setup, we have to, if we are living in a nuclear family, we have to have family, friend circle. Ask them for help, and everybody should be there to help. So all these factors are contributing, and I highly recommend please have a right support, educate each other, and go about the breastfeeding.
And what is the role of a lactation consultant in amidst all of this?
Today, lactation consultant is not considered that important. I'll be very honest. We think, normally baby is born, baby will latch, and everything will be sorted. It's not that easy. Especially when we were living in joint family, of course you had support from your elders. They could come and check. Today, when we are nuclear and we have only one or two kids today, we are scared.
Yeah.
But we just live in silence. We don't go and ask questions. We don't. We just live with it. Okay, we have formula today. Let's just switch to formula. But what are the ill effects you are seeing with the formula? So go ask for support from lactation consultant. Check out what are the issues. There could be latching issue, there could be diet issue, there could be just emotional support issue. Go and talk and just live your journey with. It's not easy, but it's definitely doable. Yes.
Under what conditions do you think the mother should consider switching to formula milk?
Very, very rare medical conditions. Very rare. Most of the mothers can produce milk. Have you ever seen any other mammals suffering from this? No. So, if you really see, it's a very natural process. Just speak to your lactation consultant. If you are facing the issue of quality, quantity, like baby is peeing properly or no, baby is pooping, all these are indicators. Today, what is happening? Everything is counted as ml, 30 ml, 20 ml. Do we really need to check that? When the baby is fed well, baby is sleeping well, you just don't have to worry. Lot of mothers come to me and ask me, I'll be tell very simple stories. People say, mothers will come and they say, baby is crying, baby is not fed well. I said, how many times baby is peeing? 10 times. Baby is on breast milk, but still mothers are fearing that they are not getting enough. So all this knowledge you can get talking to your lactation consultant.
And also the fact that now breastfeeding pump is also used extensively. And when they see that only 30 ml or 40 ml comes out, they question, they panic and they question, am I producing more or less? So, yeah.
Formula should be only considered in very, very special cases in medical, when there is a medical condition. And that too, after you are not, you try to latch, you try to give your breast milk. If that is not enough, your baby is not being enough, then switch to formula. But try to get to the breastfeeding.
And is formula milk the second best alternative? What about cow milk, or what about
coconut milk?
Coconut milk, or what about even there are human breast milk donation banks?
Yes.
So what do you think about this?
So first, of course, the your milk. That is the best and recommended. If you feel you cannot do, go for donor. Human. There are donor banks. There are mothers who are unfortunate. The kid is not there, or they are producing a lot of milk. I'll be very honest. If I would have pumped more and more, I would have produced a lot of milk. Okay, so it's possible. Anyway, so go for second option is donor. Third option is coconut, very diluted coconut milk. Formula is very, very chemical oriented. How it is produced, if you go see the industry, you will be shocked. It's full of chemicals. And you're giving direct chemicals to the baby. As a mother, I tell to mothers, you try to taste, you try to smell that formula, you will feel like vomiting. How can you give that to a baby who just cannot speak? Try that on yourself. Is it good enough? Today, formula is linked to type 1 diabetes, cancer in kids. What are we doing? Please do your research as a mother and switch to formula only when there is an absolute necessary after all the options are ruled out.
So let's move on to nutrition for the babies. How do you ensure that enough nutrition is provided to the baby, especially when you are on a week and on a raw diet?
We have evolved beyond nutrition. We think food as a whole food. We think food is giving energy. Food is a fuel to my body. How can I eat processed food and get energy? Very simple. How can I eat dead food and expect my body to be healthy and happy? So we have evolved. Now I don't go with nutrition, and my kids are thriving today on the raw vegan diet. From last 2 years, they are raw, and they are very happy. And I think I just ask mothers to go beyond nutrition, do research, and go with the food which is healthy, happy, and living food for your body. So Chaitali, what about protein content? We people say, oh, you're giving vegan diet to your babies. How about protein question that you get from others or relatives around you?
Right. Firstly, let's talk about the quantity of protein that is actually required, not just for a baby, but even a human adult. Is that if you see the composition of breast milk, only 1.2% contains is proteins. That's how little protein our human body requires. Even for a small baby who is growing, who is at the most at a very critical stage of growing, that baby just needs 1.2% of protein, then you can just imagine such less amount of protein is required. Having that said, what our body essentially needs is amino acids, okay, and which we get in abundance from fruits.
Mhm.
When we have protein in any other form, whether it's your paneer, etc., our body has to break that protein down to amino acid, which takes a lot of energy for the body. Okay, so that is because of the energy consumption, that is for sure going to get converted into toxins also, because your body is not meant to digest and assimilate such dense food in the form of protein.
Yes.
Do you is this is what it is? Do you want to add anything
Yeah,
on
so
protein?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I will add, today we see to gyms, high protein, whey
Yeah.
protein, this protein, that protein, and we are seeing dialysis centers increasing in India. There's a relation, right? Kidneys have to work a lot to remove those toxins, that high protein diet that we're taking, on the myth of we need protein for muscle.
In fact, we have many fruitarians out there who are bodybuilders as well,
Yes, yes.
busting myths around protein and protein powders.
Today my kids are almost 17 kgs, I'll tell you. One is 17, one is 18. Okay, so 17 kgs boy, he can lift 18 kgs boy, like more than his weight. He's not taking any protein.
Yes.
So that muscle he has. Today he can do all the gymnastic.
Yes.
So this is the power of vegan diet. No protein required.
So this diet has a lot of, I mean, especially when you have to ensure it's executed and your kids follow it through. What are the challenges you faced when it comes to whether it's school setup or families supporting your diet?
Yes, it is very challenging when you go to birthday parties or when you meet a doctor, you have to explain. But right now I go with the data and show the data. This is what my data shows.
Okay.
So I don't have to explain that much. Of course, family is accepted. My friend circle have accepted. This is how we are, and they just don't question now. I'll tell you one example. When my kids were 1 year old, na, very simple example. One of my relatives called me, and she started almost busting me that all other kids take cow milk. What's special about your babies? I said, because they're not cow babies. They're my babies. So
do you know of any most surprising cases that have been reversed through just purely being on a raw diet or a vegan diet?
yes. So very sad case we saw. There was a one girl came to us. She was 7 years old. She was on insulin, and how many times we have to prick her to check her blood sugar and and what food they are giving. According to that, give the insulin. So 7 to 8 times she was getting pricked at the age of 7. I'm sure her soul must have been dead by the time. So many pricks every day, and that too, parents are always worrying she can get unconscious because of low blood sugar. A lot of things we see when kids is going through that, and parents also are stressed. The case came to us, and we started dealing with that case. We started transitioning the diet. First of all, we made them vegan from that day. We slowly started transitioning the diet to mostly fruit and remove grains, and made them on the first boiled vegetable, like with little coconut and all. And slowly the child became fruitarian. Within 1 year, we removed the insulin.
Wow.
And today the child is 11 years old and mostly fruitarian, going to school, healthy, happy, parents are happy, kid is happy. What else do we need? This is the power of diet.
Let's move to the final section. We will close after this. Just want to understand, what is one message that if you have to give to parents, one myth that you need to burst, what is it that you
Listen to your body, listen to your kid.
will?
How many times we force feed our kids?
Hmm.
You know, you will see all kids reject cow milk initially. We
Yes.
give them Bombita, Horlicks, shakes, because we feel that is right. But kid doesn't like that. Listen to the baby. Baby has come through you in this world. We are the caretaker. We have to empower the kids to take your own decisions. So very important. We are not owner. We are not authority for the kid. We are there to support them. So let's welcome them with that thinking and feeling, and be with them, live with them.
I remember 2 weeks into after delivery, I was full of energy. It was like I was completely fine and back to my normal life. And I remember having to attend a very important meeting at work, and I had not pre-planned and pumped out enough milk for the baby, so I had to take my baby along. And then I was wondering, how do I feed her in between meeting? And my husband was like, "So what? Just get a cover and feed." And that I felt. I mean, I didn't think about it being a woman that I'm questioning the process so much in my own head, while I may be very open about it. But when he said that, I was like, yeah, why not? And after that, I have been going to office every day and not pumped out any milk, because I just felt that I just have to take her with me. But this is not very commonly seen today. Uh, what do you think about breastfeeding in public, and why is it still a stigma? And why aren't women open that breastfeeding is normal as a process? So what is the harm in doing it in public?
So you remember there was a politician, Lodisa Waters, who breastfed her baby in Parliament.
Yes.
So it became a big news because she did right.
Right.
As a mother, we should do right. Breastfeeding is a food for baby. It's a milk for baby. It's a food. You can eat openly. You can eat when you feel like. Why baby has to be planned to eat their food? Why it has to be taken such a big thing? Breast milk is a process. Why it is looked at as sex organ during that time? Correct? We live in a country in India. We see publicly people are urinating.
Right.
But if you breastfeed, so many eyes are on me. Why? Correct?
Correct.
So this thing has to change. We have to make it normal. That's what I've written in my book. As a society, we have to stand up, support mothers as your husband supported. All spouses should support. All relatives, friend circle, everybody should support. It's a food for baby. Let the mother and child be together. Let the mother feed and educate each other. It's a normal process.
I think if someone, had just told me that pregnancy is a very natural process, but did not tell me how, I would not have been able to do it. So for me, knowledge has been very empowering. So when you get the right kind of knowledge, I think that will empower every woman to take the next step of believing in their own body, that your body is meant to give birth. And for that, it's of course, our journeys. And I know quite a few people. There's a fruitarian, Ayushi Shukla, who has also birthed, babies on this diet based out of India itself. And also the correct guidance. I had a guidance from an organization named WellCure. Dr. Prashanti is, a doctor who is a cardiologist. So she was hand holding. So while I didn't go every month for the checkup with my gynac, but I did always have a check-in with her. So you definitely need guidance and support around. And I will be mentioning all their details in my captions. Please go through it. But at the same time, do your own research. Talk to a lot of mothers who have walked this path, because only that will make you more, believe in this more and more. And yeah, just trust the process, fix your lifestyle, very very important, and get the right guidance. And I think there's nothing that should stop you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Shalini Batra, for such a wonderful insights into the way you've been parenting your child, your children, both your children, and also your breastfeeding journey. Anyone who has any issues in terms of breastfeeding can feel free to reach out to her. I'll be sharing the link in the captions below. Thank you so much. We will come up with such interesting topics in the future episodes of Blossom Mom as well. Thank you. Namaste.